if there's a little buzz on the audio. Again, I apologize. I got some kind of technical error over here that I got to figure out. I can always use the backup mic, but when I've used that, you guys say you prefer this mic with the buzz. So you're just going to have to deal. I have this photo up from my birthday yesterday. Real life story from within the last month. I was driving, and I live out here in Central Washington, and about the only radio station that comes in this small town that we got a lot of mariachi music, which I also like, but about the only station that comes in this small town on my radio is 97.1, which is the rock station. And I was driving to the grocery store, and Sweet Girl there in the photo was in the back, and the song War Pigs was on the radio, and I swear to God she was singing. I just never heard her like get so animated about a song, and I thought, my little girl is a Ozzy Osbourne fan. And of course, I like the song War Pigs. I've played War Pigs on this channel a few times in the past. I've also played Mr. Crowley, of course, the song dedicated to Aleister Crowley, and I've broken down just how symbolic the recording of that song was. And sadly, Ozzy is dead, in a total tribute to not only the Mr. Crowley recording, but also the death of some musicians connected to him, including Randy Rhoads, in my opinion, one of the greatest guitarists of all time. I am a Black Sabbath fan, and I do like Ozzy Osbourne. But yeah, my mom was just up here visiting recently, and I was telling her about how Ruby likes Black Sabbath, seemingly. My mom was like, oh no, I hate that band. My mom's always hated Ozzy Osbourne because of him biting the head off the bat, at least so we were told. And remember, Meatloaf went down on the anniversary of that, but my mom was disappointed to hear that Ruby was a Black Sabbath fan. And then I was like, name a Black Sabbath song. She couldn't name any. I said, what about the song War Pigs? Like, how do you not like that song? I said War Pigs should be the national anthem here in the U.S., and so I played War Pigs for my mom, and my mom goes, I can't even understand a thing he is saying. I said, oh my God. Clean the wax out of your ears. But yeah, anyway, R.I.P. Ozzy Osbourne. I don't know how I'm going to break the news to Sweet Ruby. But yeah, this is one day after my birthday, sadly. It's been a pretty tragic couple of days. Anyhow, I've always liked Ozzy. Ozzy is associated with the satanic, but I think his music's the furthest thing from it. I think he has some of the best songs exposing the evil satanic cabal. They just couldn't be put any better, the lyrics to his song. And I'm also going to share a story that might be too much information, because I had an epiphany that I never realized, and it just made my life seem even more weird. And I'll get to that as we get to the spot, but you know, today, the day of his death, is the first of the last 163 days of the year. And, of course, he did the show on MTV, The Osbournes. Recently got divorced from his wife. They got divorced after 33 years of marriage, and now Ozzy's dead exactly 33 weeks after his birthday. Some years back, I covered it when they paid tribute to the 33rd anniversary of Randy Rhoads in the news. Randy Rhoads was the guitarist for Black Sabbath. But yeah, today, the first of the last 163 days of the year, the Osbournes 163. 163 is the 38th prime. Death equals 38. Again, if you're new here, this Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words. You know, Aleister Crowley wrote a bunch of books about it. And of course, Sabbath, or actually maybe that wasn't a Sabbath album. It was an Ozzy Osbourne album, wasn't it? The song that paid tribute to Crowley. It wasn't really Sabbath. It was Ozzy and his other group. But yeah, if you're new here, I talk about this all the time. This number of 38 in death, you know, Hollywood alludes to it. The movie poster for Murder by Numbers. The E's a 3, the B's an 8. And, of course, murder equals 38 as well. If you're new here, there's 4 base ciphers of the English language, alphabetic order, forwards and backwards. Again, Crowley said what you do forwards, you must do in reverse. So the whole thing about playing records in reverse, very Crowleyan. The British band, The Police, did the song Murder by Numbers in the year 83 about how killing's as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. He's talked about this in a big way with the death of the Cosby member. And again, if you've never seen Murder by Numbers, Sandra Bullock's the star of the movie. Her name's equals 83. The film came out. The film actually came out on the anniversary of Crowley finishing the recording of. But the song came out on the anniversary of Ozzy finishing the recording of Mr. Crowley, which was also on that infamous date of April 19th, the day the Revolutionary War began. Waco went off. OKC. What just happened in Canada the other year with the mass shootings that got gun rights taken away. Again, April 19th, this very important day to the Jesuits, the day in history that Ignatius Loyola became the first superior general. And again, the Jesuits gave us the calendar and the language, and they synced up this system, and I'm pretty sure they took out Ozzy today, as we'll get to. But, yeah, Murder by Numbers did come out 38 weeks and a day after Bullock's birthday while she was in her 38th year of life. And again, Killing Death, R.I.P., Gematria, English, Kabbalah, they're all 38. Oh, by the way, you know the band that did Gematria, the Killing Name? Slipknot? Hold on. Slipknot, Proposal, Ozzy's daughter. Let's see if I got this right. In front of your family and all of our friends, Kelly, will you marry me? Wilson turned to show Ozzy the ring before Kelly replied with a yes, and the couple embraced. Slipknot Sid Wilson just proposed to Kelly Osbourne at the farewell concert for Ozzy that just happened a couple weeks ago on July 5th, 2025. And if you haven't seen my work on the two members of Slipknot who've died, they both died in 38 rituals. Again, Gematria and Killing equal 38. They have the song Gematria, the Killing Name. Going with Ozzy being dead on the first of the last 163 days of the year, the 38th prime. And keep in mind, the Osbournes was on MTV. Sabbath's first album, self-titled, just turned 55 years old at the start of this year. Again, Black Sabbath has always been associated with Satan, which I think is a misnomer. Because like I said, their music's more about exposing evil than partaking in it. But a lot of people see Ozzy as this evil thing because he bit the head off a bat, right? At least. Or was it a prop? I just really don't know. But if he did, man, pretty savage thing to do. Anyway, then again, you got Bob Dylan, who told us all on 60 Minutes to Ed Bradley that if you want to make it in show business, you do got to sell your soul to Satan. So you could argue that they're all satanic. But anyway, MTV 55, just like Satan, just like Randy Rhoads, R.I.P. And remember, 55 is the 10th triangular number and the 10th Fibonacci number. Marilyn Manson, who's a member of the Church of Satan, he has the song, When You Say God, I Say 10, and it's spelled S-A-Y number 10, which sounds like Satan. And again, God and Satan both have the gematria 55 and 10. The media, this was published all over 4 days before the death, for the number of death. This was syndicated everywhere that it had been announced that for Ozzy's last concert, which just happened earlier this month, they're going to put out a movie to promote it, or a promotional movie to celebrate his life and career at the start of 2026. This was put out on the 18th of July, like 187 homicide code, big with the Jesuits who gave us the language and the calendar, and we'll talk more about that in the article. Here's Ozzy with his cross. And we'll talk about his death at 76 while the King of England is 76. There's definitely something there to that. We'll get to that piece. The Illuminati, founded by the Jesuit in 1776. So, there's a younger Ozzy. In 78, Prince of Darkness is 78. Notice it was 82. It was 82 that Ozzy bit the head off of a bat. Black Sabbath equals 82. He's dead 82 days before they started recording the song in tribute to Crowley. Again, that's the year that Randy Rhoads died as well. And notice from Ozzy's last birthday, December 3rd, to his death, it's exactly 33 weeks on the nose. And Gematria Rockstars 33 like England. Again, got divorced after 33 years. The media paid tribute to the 33rd anniversary of Randy Rhoads' death. As I've taught about a gazillion times, they often pair 33 with 74. The full date numerology today is 74. This is a typo. 7 plus 22 plus 20 plus 25 is 74. I'll go back and fix that. Kind of crazy with the fingers, but 7 plus 22 plus 20 plus 25, 74. And again, in Gematria, Killing, London, Gematria, English, Masonic, Occult, they're all 74 if you run the alphabetic order. London's divided into 33 neighborhood areas. The 74-33 thing really comes together through Jesus and the Society of Jesus giving us the language and the calendar. Again, Jesus, Cross, Parables, Messiah, Gospel, all 74. Run it the small way with numerology in reverse. Jesus Christ is 74. The English translation of Jesus is Joshua, which is another 74 word. But yeah, the 74-33 thing happens all the time. Jesus on the cross at 33. They just did a similar ritual with the death of the Cosby star 33 years after the show ended. He was the son of Bill Cosby. S-O-N, like male offspring, has that 33 gematria. And he's dead 82 days before Aleister Crowley's birthday anniversary. Again, did the song in tribute to Crowley. Randy Rhoads died in 82. Black Sabbath equates to 82. And notice he's also dead 132 days before the anniversary of Crowley's death. Mr. Crowley equals 132. England 132. His nickname, Prince of Darkness, equals 78. This year will be the 78th anniversary of Crowley's death in 47. And was Aleister Crowley also known as the Prince of Darkness? Or is that just Ozzy? I guess that was just Crowley, or Ozzy's nickname. But yeah, the name of Ozzy's song in tribute to Crowley is Mr. Crowley, 132. Of course, England's 132. 132 is a special number. Again, Catholic Church equals 132. Roman Catholic, 132. United States of America, 132. This country was named, this country where I'm broadcasting from, the United States, was named the United States of America 132 days from the anniversary, or actually, no, not from the anniversary, from the establishment of the Illuminati. It was named on, here, just to show you guys this, it was named that on September 9th. Look at this. United States of America, 132, right? It was named that on 9/9. 132 is the 99th composite number. The Illuminati was founded May 1st, 1776, a date with 99 numerology. And if you throw a "the" in front of it, the United States of America is 99, like it was named on 9/9. 132 rooms in the White House. You know, the ritual over here with Chump, first split-term president in 132 years, with his fat ass back in the White House, like we told you would happen 4 years before it happened, because it's rigged selections over here. It's not elections, it's rigged selections. The Jesuit Chump comes back at age 78. Like, there's 78 tarot cards in the deck. Speaking of the occult, the top cards are Trump cards. But yeah, Prince of Darkness, 78. Jesuit, 78. Randy Rhoads did die on the 78th day of the year, March 19th. And that was a date with 123 numerology, and Ozzy Osbourne does equal 123. And notice, from the anniversary of the starting of the recording of the Mr. Crowley song on 322, remember, the founder of the Illuminati died on the 322nd day of the year, and he was a Jesuit. But from the anniversary of recording beginning on that song to the death, 123 days, Ozzy Osbourne, 123. And he's also born on December 3rd. Again, they finished recording on that special day to Ignatius Loyola. And the song releasing on September 20th, kind of interesting, because we just talked about how the Cosby Show began on September 20th. Cosby death in the news yesterday. Now Crowley's death like this, right after. King Charles being 76 right now. I'll come back and go over some of these things. Like, I'll go over my older post on everything in that Crowley recording ritual. But King Charles, also 76, also born in 48 like Ozzy. And born right before Ozzy. Ozzy's born December 3rd, 48. It's 251 days after Charles' birthday. Ritual sacrifice is 251. 251 is the 54th prime. Again, Jesuit order equals 54. We just talked about how the Cosby actor died at 54 on a Sunday on the 251st day of the leader of the Jesuits age, Arturo Sosa. But Both men being 76. 76 is the 54th composite number. The Superior General, the leader of the Jesuits, is also born in 48, and he's also 76 years old right now. Remember, right after he turned 76, the next headline was that Donald John Trump, which equals 76, was the first U.S. president running for the Republican Party to get 76 million votes. Broke synced up with the Superior General. The lesser date numerology for Ozzy's death is 54 date numerology, July 22nd, 25, date with 54 numerology. And keep in mind, their third album, Master of Reality, yesterday it turned 54 years old. This is the album that has the song Lord of This World on it, which I personally like a lot. And I didn't realize that album came out on my birthday. And Sweet Leaf is also on that. And I'll save the story I want to tell for later because it has to do with Sweet Leaf. And I didn't realize the whole time that album came out on my birthday, or that his label was Vertigo and Warner Brothers. And again, I'll just tell you the weird, maybe too much information story once I get through the decode. Yesterday was 251 days after the leader of the Jesuits' birthday. Again, the 54th prime, as the album turned 54 years old. Cliff Burton, the bassist for Metallica, who died while touring with Ozzy on the very special date of the Jesuits, the day in history that they are recognized by the Roman Catholic Church. Cliff Burton's another 54. And think about that, to die on that very special Jesuit date, and his name's 54. If you've missed the last decade plus of decodes, that we've talked about this number a lot. We really yesterday a whole lot as we went over the death of the 54-year-old Cosby actor. Again, Cliff Burton, September 27th, 86. And notice how the Jesuit order is 177 and 201, like Ozzy Osbourne's 201, like his nickname Prince of Darkness is 177. Numbers that get paired together all the time. And there's a lot of things that are interesting here. From Ozzy announcing his retirement the same day that Brady did. Remember, Brady's born 201 years after the nation was born. Last Super Bowl, 201 passing yards. Married to Giselle, born on the 201st day of the year. The ESPN article about his 201st career win. Not his 200th win, but his 201st career win over the 201 team, the Rams, who had big history against. Remember, the reason the Rams are so important to football and the Jesuits is because St. Louis is Jesuit town, where St. Louis University is. And the first forward pass in American football history was thrown by the Jesuit University, St. Louis University. Again, those Jesuits in 201, Brady with all of his 201 rituals versus the Rams, which equals 201 in Jewish gematria. Anyway, Brady and Ozzy retired on the same day, and I was making that point at the time. I was like, they retire on the 32nd day of the year, 32 rays on the Jesuit Order's logo. NFL, of course, is 32, but it's 903 days later that he dies. Prince of Darkness, 93. The Jesuits' logo's the sun that illuminates the world. Order of Illuminati equals 93 and 201. Again, they say the sun's 93 million miles away on average. The word Illuminati alone is 150. Like they say, it's 150 million kilometers away on average. We'll come back and look at Meatloaf's death on the anniversary of Ozzy Osbourne biting the head off a bat, which is on the 201st day of the nation's age here in the U.S. And in light of Cliff Burton dying in 86, Ozzy's now, again, they were touring with Ozzy when that happened. Ozzy's now died 67 days before his anniversary of death, which again happened in 86. You see how blood sacrifice is 67 and 86, and so is human sacrifice. Blood sacrifice is also 121, like Crowley died on December 1st, 121. And blood sacrifice is also 257, which is the 55th prime, like Sabbath's first album came out 55 years ago on the 44th day of the year in 1970. And from Cliff Burton's death anniversary to Ozzy's, 17 weeks and 6 days. Ozzy's from Birmingham. Just had the final concert in Birmingham 17 days ago, or a span of 18. So, in recent history, let me just pull up some of these posts here. Go through some of these older things. The replacement guitarist for Sabbath, Tom Burney, or Bernie Torm. I guess I was dyslexic. That was probably too much sweet leaf that day, writing his name backwards. He died one day before his 67th birthday. And we'll get to him dying at 66, why that matters as well. He died in his 67th year of life. And notice his birthday is one day before the not Cliff Burton, but Randy Rhoads' death anniversary. Doesn't look like an accident. And March 17th can be written 317, the 66 prime. Again, dead at 66 on his last day being 66. Rock and Roll and Ozzy Osbourne both 66. And he died on the 76th day of the year. Ozzy's now dead at 76. He played guitar. Ozzy played a little guitar. Dick Dale had died on the same day in history, also a guitarist. Randy Rhoads, well, this death was 104 days after Ozzy's birthday. Randy Rhoads, here's the Mr. Crowley Randy Rhoads post. Again, this post is from 2018. You see how the song came out on September 20th, the 263rd day of the year? That's the 56 prime, big time Jesuit number. But it's also the day leaving 102 days left in the year. The song is about Crowley's black magic. Magic's one of these 102 words. Came out on a date with 47 numerology. Crowley died in 47. Rock and radio both equal 47. Again, they started recording on 322. The ancient mystery religions, the kind of stuff that Crowley was into, 322. Genesis 322 alludes to the most infamous ancient mystery religion, Kabbalah. Mentions the tree of life. The physical model for Kabbalah is the tree of life as 3 pillars, 22 paths. And don't forget, that's the 78th verse of Genesis, Genesis 322, and Genesis equals 78. Abrahamic religions, 322. Again, Genesis is the basis of them. John Michael Ozzy, with his nickname Osbourne, is 322. In Sumerian Gematria, Mr. Crowley is 666. Just like Mr. Beast, the most famous YouTuber who got married, or excuse me, not married, but his announcement for his marriage was on 47 date numerology, like Beast is 47, and the announcement was that he's getting married to the woman who wrote the marked children, like Mark of the Beast. Took him 29 days to record the song. Ozzy Rock Radio 29. Finished on the 109th day of the year, the 29th prime. Again, a big time day for... Ooh, I didn't know something back then. Wow, I guess I've been overlooking that. Again, this is a day that's very special to Ignatius of Loyola. April 19th leaves 256 days in the year. 256 is the 201st composite number. Ignatius of Loyola equals 201, like the Jesuit order, like Ozzy Osbourne. Also like Jewish mysticism, which is, Kabbalah, and Crowley wrote a lot about it. So it does all fit together. The 29 also connects with black, as in Black Sabbath. Black Mass, he sings about war pigs, how the war pigs gather like witches at black masses. The recording date was 111 days after Ozzy's birthday. Mr. Crowley's also 111. I forgot that Ozzy was 92 alone, because as I was doing some decodes, 92 came up a few times, and I just let it be. The span of 93 was also there, like Prince of Darkness. I'll have to go back. Pretty sure there's a lot more that can be added to this decode. Black Sabbath has the 80, like Synagogue of Satan, like the word Satan alone, also like Baphomet. Randy Rhoads died on the 104th day of his age, and on a date with 104 numerology. He also died a span of 104 weeks from the beginning of the recording of Mr. Crowley. And again, the guitarist here who died in recent history. What happened? Right here. Died 104 days after Crowley's birthday, like 10-4, over and out. Okay. Cliff Burton, again, on that big Jesuit date. Did I overlook the June 13th thing there? Look at how they played on June 13th. That was the day that he ended up getting surgery in recent years, Ozzy. But June 13th is the day leaving 201 days left in the year. June 14th is the flag's birthday in chumps. June 14th is the first of the last 201 days left in the year. June 13th leaves 201 days in the year. Oh, I did have it here. June 13th. Yeah, I had it. Okay. Again, just the Jesuit order in June 13th. Also have that triple overlap. Prince of Darkness, also 177. Cliff Burton. Then on the big Jesuit day, Clifford Lee Burton. It is all kinds of things that are interesting there with that name. Again, dead in 86. Look at it. 86, right? The plural Jesuits, 86. Coming back, 274. The Jesuit motto, Isus Hominum Salvator, 274. The Catholic Church celebrating the Son's birthday on 12/25 since 274 AD. The 94 matters. Roman Catholic Church is 94. Catholicism's 185. He died 67 days before Ozzy's 38th birthday. You know, the 38 and death goes without explaining. And now Ozzy's dead 67 days before the death anniversary. God, isn't it crazy? Just the same stuff over and over. He died 67 days before Ozzy's birthday. Now Ozzy's dead 67 days before his death anniversary. You remember when I was just trying to talk to that ooh on that channel? You know, it's that ugly ooh on that troll channel. And he's like, oh, so who cares? Because remember those two deaths in the same day, Mark Madsen at 67, right after Diogo Jota, the professional soccer player, died 67 days after winning the Premier League. And we've talked about this a bazillion times. Go watch my Mark Madsen video. You know, I was talking, well, actually watch my Diogo Jota video, which came out before it was even announced Mark Madsen was dead at 67. I was just like, I mean, I've talked about 67 and celebrity deaths so many times over the years. It's I don't even know, 1,000 times. And then later like an hour later, Mark Madsen's dead at 67. But yeah, just even looking into this. Double 67. What do you know? And just the whole satanic thing. Again, I don't think their music's satanic, but the whole industry is. You know, again, Bob Dylan told us that's the only way to make it. You got to sell your soul to the chief commander of this world. And it's pretty clear what Lord of this world is about, the Sabbath song. Oh, when Meatloaf died. I remember this day so well. I had to drive lady all over the place for an internship. Everyone's like, where's the Meatloaf video? I'm like, I'm driving all over the place for sweet lady. Hold on. Yeah, the old 201 date here. 40 years ago on January 20th, 82. And again, just now dead 82 days before Crowley's birthday. 17-year-old metalhead Mark Neal threw a dead bat on stage. 17. Okay, that has to do... There's no doubt something about that with Ozzy dying 17 days after the farewell concert. The word kill is 17. Mason is 17. Modern Freemasonry credited in London in 1717. Freemasonry 59, the 17th prime. For the record, today is 159 days from Sabbath's first album, like Scottish Rite equals 159, which has the highest degree of 33, going with him being dead 33 weeks after his birthday. The Masonic headquarters in Washington, D.C., the address is 1733. Mason equals 17, Masonry 33. 17-year-old, and remember, the Jesuits, a lot of the rites are written by, the Masons, a lot of their rites for Masonry are written by Jesuit priests. 17-year-old metalhead Mark Neal threw a dead bat on stage at an Ozzy Osbourne concert at Des Moines. Is this the same Des Moines that is where Slipknot is? Hold on. Is this Des Moines, Iowa? Because isn't Slipknot out of Iowa? Hold on. This is all starting to make more sense. Des Moines Veteran, what was it called? Memorial Coliseum? Is that what it's called? Did I just read that right? Auditorium. Memorial Coliseum is the place in Portland. Auditorium. Yeah, it is Des Moines, Iowa. And isn't that Slipknot town? Yeah, Slipknot is from Des Moines, Iowa. Okay. Remember how important Des Moines was in the death of the Pope? Pope Francis was Mr. 59. They said they'd only perform Gematria, the killing name for the Pope. They performed it for the first time ever on the 59th day of the year, and then the Pope's dead 52 days later. On the 111th day of the year, when his name, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, is 111. And it's also 201, of course. First Jesuit Pope, first living sweet 201. Don't forget he died on the 312th day of Trump's age. Trump's Mr. 88. The Pope was 88. But again, Pope Francis died 201 days from St. Francis of Assisi's death anniversary, who he was named after. Ooh, the plot thickens with the Des Moines, Iowa connection. There's that 74. You know what's crazy? Hold on. They do crazy stuff like this in baseball. There's one active Ozzy right now in the MLB. There's always been an Ozzy in the MLB. This dude's next home run is 151. I'm just seeing it today. I'm going, All right, anyway. Let me see. What's the address of this place? 833 5th Avenue, Des Moines, Iowa. I'm rusty. I can't think. Pretty sure 833 is one of those interesting numbers. I want to say it was the number that had to do with Castro and his son dying after Castro shook hands with the Pope. Castro, of course, a Jesuit as well. Maybe not. I can't think right now. 74, though. Ozzy is dead on 74 date numerology. Gematria killing 74. Gematria, the killing name by Slipknot. Again, both of Slipknot's band members died in rituals with 38 and 46, just as clear as can be. One died at 38, the other died at 46. One died on 38 date numerology, the other died 38 days from their birthday. Slipknot, 46, like sacrifice. Again, Genesis 46 is about sacrifice. Historically, in the Hebrew study, the numbers gain their association from the Torah, which begins with Genesis. Yeah, it was the think about it, you guys. On the 201st day of the U.S.'s age, on a date written 20/1 over in the UK, where Ozzy's from, Ozzy Osbourne 201. This just all happens to happen. And again, now he's dead in the 82 ritual. And this was right before. Randy Rhoads died on March 19th. So it would have been 58 days for his death, or a span of 59, and that's the Freemasonry piece. 58, 59. Veterans Stadium, what it's known as, does equal Society of Jesus forwards and backwards. 191, 56, just like Society of Jesus. Got that 214 like Church of Satan. That one's big with Chump. Highest degree of the Church of Satan, mega. Oh, Meatloaf also died at 74. God, I'd forgotten. Yeah. And now Ozzy's dead on 74 date numerology. And notice, Meatloaf was born on September 27th, the big Jesuit day. The day that Cliff Burton died. And he was born in 47, right before Aleister Crowley died. He died, or his birthday was 65 days before Crowley died. You know, goes on to be a musician. Music 65. Music 70 as well, like the year that Black Sabbath put out their first album. Bad Out of Hell 187. They put out the information about the upcoming Ozzy movie on the 18th of July. Meatloaf has that 73 sacrifice connection. Hold up, let me measure real quick from Meatloaf's death. It's amazing the way time flies. Do you guys know that I was close to finishing my book on 201 when Meatloaf died, and I still haven't finished it because I keep rewriting it and editing it, and now as time's gone by, I've just put it on the shelf for a long time at a time. But if I could go back, I would have just put out, because I had a pretty good 201 book written pretty quickly because I was in writing mode back then. It was right after I busted out Number Games. I had my writing flow going on back then. I should have just put it out. Could have had out a whole bunch of volumes since then. For all you artists and writers, just put it out. If you can take it from me, because I've spun the wheels for 5 years now. I got 1,000 excuses. Let's see. God, I can't believe it's been that long. 42 months and 2 days later. Meatloaf has the 28 like Black Sabbath as well. Okay. He, again, Bad Out of Hell is the Meatloaf album, dying on the anniversary of Ozzy biting the head off a bat. But Ozzy, 92, it was a span of 92 days from the release anniversary of that album. And it was just before the new Batman movie came out. It was 43 days before the new Batman movie came out, or a span of 44 days. RIP's 43, kills 44. It's like it's 43 years since Randy Rhoads died. RIP 43. Meatloaf died 137 days from Ellen Foley's upcoming birthday. Someone he collaborated with many times. That's the 33rd prime. Rockstar 33, same point now. Now Ozzy's dead 33 weeks after his birthday. Ellen Foley was 70 at the time. First Black Sabbath album in 70. It was the Superior General's 70th day of being 73 when Ozzy died. Again, Sabbath, first album in 70. Music 70. Vatican 70. Remember, the Jesuit Vince Lombardi died unexpectedly one day before the 1970 NFL season began at Jesuit Georgetown. That covered the Brady thing. So, it doesn't seem like this was, man, the time is just a blur, because this felt sooner. When I heard the news broke, I said, man, it was just recently he had that like surgery by the numbers, and I said his time is near. And yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, he had the surgery on June 13th, the late day leaving 201 days left near. He was 73 at the time. Again, Ozzy Osbourne, 201 on the day leaving 201 days left near. Next surgery equals Society of Jesus. The Bat Ritual on 201. It was 144 days after the death of Meatloaf. And again, just, you know, Jesuit order without thes, 144. With a the, it's 201. And remember, this country too with a thes, 144. The United States of America. The one that the Jesuits took over a long time ago. Art of War, man. It's known about because of the Jesuit priest, Father Amiot. You conquer without the people even knowing they've been conquered. You pacify people with people like Ozzy Osbourne. You know, people like me who see how messed up and evil the world is, know about these war pigs. You listen to Ozzy Osbourne and you feel halfway better about it. Take away the music, the entertainment. We might all be mad enough to actually do something about it. Let me make sure I hit all the key points on that Crowley song. Oh yeah, the word British is 104. Ozzy was very British. You know, I didn't look at the run dates for the Osbournes TV show. I meant to do that. And I also want to look more at that member of Slipknot who proposed to the daughter. So it finished up 20 years ago. Funny enough, it finished up one day before the anniversary of the starting of the recording of the Crowley song. It ended on the 80th day of the year. Well, that makes sense. Black Sabbath, 80. The band always associated with Satan, even though their music's not really evil. Satan 80 like Baphomet. Um, well, he's dead on the 203rd day of the year. So look at that, you guys. He's dead 123 days after the show ended. I mean, that's an easy one. Ozzy Osbourne 123. We already covered that. So they did the 123 multiple ways. He also died. Let's get past it, did I? He died 123 days before the anniversary of the start of the recording of Mr. Crowley, the guy who was into this whole gematria thing. And YouTube's gotten a lot more anal about playing music. They block like your video in over half the countries in the world. So in the past, I did play this song when I talked about it, and I played War Pigs. I played some other Sabbath songs in the past. So yeah, dead 123 days, and again, it's like counting, right? 1, 2, 3. Conspiracy is also 123, and don't forget, his birthday is December 3rd. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And that means if he's dead 123 days after the anniversary of its end, he's also dead 139 days after the anniversary of its start. America's 139. I'm pretty sure the show was filmed over here, probably living in LA. Freemasonry, of course, is 139. The Bavarian Illuminati is 139. It's one of those numbers that comes up quite a bit. How about from his wife's birthday? Let's see how it all factors in here. Sharon, who divorced him after 33 years. She's got the October 9th birthday. That's the day leaving 83 days left in the year. Today's the 203rd day. So it's 286 days after her birthday, or a span of 287, which is exactly 41 weeks. So it's exactly 41 weeks into her age. I know a big 41. Oz. They did have the album Blizzard of Oz. Is she living in the USA these days? USA's got the 41 connection, the 13th prime. Did Sabbath do 13 albums? Is that how many they did? Sabbath discography. How many albums? Yeah, or hold on. 13 compilation albums. No, they did more than that. 19 studio albums, 8 live albums, 13 compilation albums. What is it about 13? Was their last album called 13? Yeah, their last album was called 13, and it came out in 2013. I knew there was something about 13 with them. Oz has the 13 connection as well. 41 the 13th prime. Okay. Oh, Sharon Rachel Osbourne, 231. Ozzy is dead exactly 231 days after his birthday. That's the same as 33 weeks. And they got divorced after 33 years. Sharon Osbourne, there's a 67. Look out. He's dead at 76, thus in his 77th year of life, and we covered the 67 piece to death. All right, how about his children? Kelly just got proposed to by the Slipknot singer. Jack's born on November 8th, the 312th day of the year. He'll turn 40 later this year. Hold on, let me just do it this way. It's 256 days after his son's birthday. That's the 201st composite number, like Ozzy Osbourne's 201. 256 days after his son's birthday. And Kelly, who just got engaged, she's born on what I call Philadelphia Day. They leave in 65 days left in the year. So it's 268 days after her birthday. It would also be her 269th day of her age, which is the 57th prime. England equals 57. So does Scottish Rite, because there's a Scottish Rite connection with the release of their first album. Scottish Rite's 57 and 159. So 159 days from the anniversary of their first album. Again, their highest degree is 33. He's dead 33 weeks after his birthday. But the concert was also, on the UK, it would have been written 5/7, 5th of July. The Slipknot singer proposed to the daughter at the end of the concert. Where's that detail again? Sid Wilson. See how he factors in. Sid Wilson. There he is with Ozzy's daughter. Oh, God. Look at what day his birthday is. Are you kidding me? He's got his birthday is the day that Ozzy bit the head off the bat. It would have been his 5th birthday, and they're from Des Moines, Iowa. Just... Come on, man. He's 48 years old right now, too, like Iowa equals 48. Sorry, my robotic vacuum came to life. Wow. It's crazy how they do this stuff. Sidney Wilson equals Ozzy Osbourne. 43 years since 82, big year. 43 years since he bit the head off the bat in Iowa, and Randy Rhoads died. Sid Wilson. You know what else is great about Sid Wilson? He was born in the year that the United States turned 201 years old. All right, I got to remember to add some of these things to the post. Okay. Let me open up the phone lines and see what you guys got. I like Sabbath, but I know there's way bigger Sabbath fans in the world than yours truly. So... I didn't tell you guys the too much information story. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just keep that story to myself. It is interesting, though. Maybe I'll just tell it in a more PG way. Yeah, Irving Gattaca talked about John Michael Ozzy Osbourne, the full thing. Yeah, you're right. Order 322 is Skull and Bones. You're right. Skull and Bones has the 76 connection. George W. Bush has the 76th birthday. 76 is the 54th composite number. He won the 54th election. He became one of the war pigs that Ozzy sang about. When did War Pigs come out, by the way? When did that song come out? That's on the original album. It came out on, isn't it crazy that it came out on that September 18th date? That's a big time date. That's the date the cornerstone was laid for DC. The CIA was created. They did Ruth Bader Ginsburg dirty recently on that day. Replaced her with the Catholic. It was Rosh Hashanah that year. Yeah, but you're right. The 76 and 322 do go together like peas in a pod. Yep. Thank you, Irving Gannick. Thank you, Leper Messiah, who tried to get it going before the stream even started. And he chipped in another one. He said, almost 500 in chat, but only 150 likes. Come on, people. We're up to 340 likes now. I appreciate you doing that, Leper Messiah. I think you helped out a lot of people with that one. Yeah, it says there's over 500 people watching. If you guys could all hit the like, this would help reach more people. And if there's any Sabbath fans out there that don't like this information, did you even listen to the music? Did you even know the things that he was talking about? Have you ever looked into Aleister Crowley and all the rituals they continue to do that pay tribute to Crowley over and over and over again? This occultist that was so important to the British invasion. British invasion was all the rock bands out of the UK. Sage says Blizzard of Oz, 186, final Sabbath show on the 186th day of the year. Never Say Die, final album with Oz, 55 and 62. Satan, 55, Sacrifice, 62. Good observation. Like button number 72, and I bet this video hits 10K views and one like. I hope it does. I mean, back in the day, every video hit 10K views in 30 minutes before we got deleted 5,000 times and buried in the algorithm. And that's what's just so sad, you guys, is like, if I can reach 10K views now, it feels like a miracle, when once upon a time, I mean, almost every video I put out would have at least 10K views within the first 30 minutes. And it's not like this research ever fell off. It only got better. Hold on. Is that right? Yeah, you're right. God, Ozzy is dead 83 days after the Church of Satan's birthday, the murder number. Thank you, Gematria Sense. You are right. Yeah, another 83. You are correct. Today's the 203rd day of the year. Church of Satan's birthday is the 120th day of the year, so it's got to be 83 days later. Holy Diver, 55 and 44. News hit 44 years later. And their first album did come out on the 44th day of the year, February 13th. Remember, Tupac Shakur put out All Eyes on Me on that day. All Eyes on Me equals 213, like drive-by shooting. He dies from complications due to a drive-by shooting 213 days later. Death equals 213 in Satanic Gematria. Ozzy Albies, 17 birthday, playing his 971st regular season game. John Michael Osbourne, 971. Wow. That's in the reverse Satanic Cipher. You know, like, you can't even, some of this stuff that they pull off, it's just, it is mind-blowing. The one Ozzy in the league just happens to have that connection. I mean, is the here in terms of this stuff being black magic, and does it have an impact on us? I'm going to tell the story in a minute. You guys might not believe this story, but it's 1,000% true. Gary, and to me, it got weirder today, realizing that album about the song I'm about to talk about came out on my birthday. I wasn't even born yet, but it came out on the day I was eventually born on. What's up, Gary? I haven't seen you in a minute. Jack Black put out a video singing Mr. Crowley on YouTube July. Oh, come on, man. School of Rock. Yeah, that's not an accident. Jack Black does this Mr. Crowley song on 7/6, which can also be written 6/7, and now he's dead at age 76 in this 67 ritual. We got to see how it lines up with Jack Black. Oh, man. So that was one day after they did the farewell concert. Unbelievable. Yeah, look at this. Unbelievable. I'm not gonna lie though. I like that movie. I like the movie School of Rock. That movie was out back in my teaching days. How's this line up with Jack Black then? He's 55 right now. Satan 55. He came out right before the first Sabbath band album came out, February 13th, 70. So shortly after. August 28th, that's that day they did the Chadwick Boseman ritual. Let's see. It's a span of 329 days. Oh, snap. Look at that. A span of 47 weeks from Jack Black's birthday to Ozzy's death. What year did Crowley die in? Didn't he die in 47? Doesn't Rock equal 47? The Masons studied the 47th problem of Euclid. Again, that Been a Minute channel that just interviewed me, and he chopped up the interview, and it's okay the way he did it, but he took like important context out of everything. And so like one of the popular comments on there is he took just a segment of me just talking a little bit about 47, missing a whole bunch of important information. And one of the most liked comments on his videos, That guy talking about 47 is such confirmation bias. Like, these people don't have a clue, man. If that guy's watching right now, would he say this is confirmation bias? That he just did a tribute to the Crowley song, as in Crowley who died in 47? And it just lands like this, just perfectly. Here, let me read the Mr. Crowley lyrics, and we'll get the Satan piece in here too, since Jack Black is 55. Again, in the most simple cipher, Satan is 55. Mr. Crowley, what went on in your head? Oh, Mr. Crowley, did you talk to the dead? Your lifestyle to me seems so tragic with the thrill of it all. You fooled all the people with magic. Remember, we talked about that, where the magic thing fit in with the recording dates. Magic 102 had ended the recording on the day, leaving 102 days left in the year. Yeah, you waited on Satan's call. Jack Black's got that 54 connection. The 18, the word sun is 54 and 18. The Jesuit logo has the letters IHS in it. From the last recording, or the last concert on the 5th of July to the death, is obviously 17 days later, or a span of 18 days. Man. Yeah, hey, great catch with the Jack Black. Good to see you out there, Gary. Kelly Osbourne, 177, like Prince of Darkness. Yeah, like the Jesuit order. Yeah, good one. All right, here, to talk about the weird thing that just dawned on me in a major way when I saw that Master of Reality came out on my birthday. Of course, I was negative 12. The album turned 12 years old the day I was born. So, when I was a younger man in my 20s, I met this girl at a Halloween party, and we just hit it off. And long story short, we went and had a very memorable night together. But what I really liked about this girl is that her favorite band was Black Sabbath, and her favorite song was Sweet Leaf. Needless to say, her and I, we had the bong out that night. We had a lot of things out that night. It was a great night. But we stayed up like all night, and we ended up watching Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo that night. I don't even remember how that part happened, but that was part of the night too. We watched Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. And I'm trying to remember what year this was. I don't know for sure. I think it was 2008. I'm pretty sure it was 2008. It was around there. And I've had tinnitus in my ear since January 2006. So I'd had it for more than a couple years at that point. I'm used to it now, but my ear just constantly rings, right? And when I got it, the doctor told me, he said, at some point you're going to develop vertigo. He said that's a common side effect of tinnitus. If you guys don't know what vertigo is, it's where all of a sudden, because your ear, if you don't know, your ear is like what maintains your balance and stuff. It's like where all of a sudden you feel like you're off balance, and it's oftentimes it seems like everything's spinning around you. I had never had any spells of vertigo. So it's over 2 years now it's at least over 2 years of having vertigo, and I've never had this vertigo experience, right? And now, granted, probably a lot of things contributed, but we ended up watching Vertigo that night, and when I got out of bed that morning, and consider I had just met this girl, right? And yeah, she was there. But anyway, when I got out of bed that morning, my first step out of bed, oh my God, the whole room just started spinning. It felt like I was in a tornado, and I lost my balance, and I crashed over, and I fell into the closet doors. And, those, it was an apartment. Those doors that like hang on the thing and you can knock them out. Sometimes you have to put them back in. I'd like knock the doors out of the closet. And this girl was like, what in the hell? Anyway. The thing that's tripping me out is just that this album, the label was Vertigo. I didn't realize that because we were listening to the Sweet Leaf that night and watching the Vertigo movie. And now I'm just thinking like how I woke up in the morning and like a Christian be like, oh my God, what a sinner, Halloween and doing all this. And But no, I had vertigo really bad. And then it didn't go away for a while. I was dealing with it for, I forget now, months. But if you ever get vertigo, it mostly happens when you get up. So like getting up from bed is what'll trigger it. It's like the flow of blood through your body. When I was working out though, that would be the other problem. Like when I would lay down to like do the bench, that's back when I worked out all the time. When I get down to do the bench, I get like the vertigo spell. And then when I get up from the bench, I'd get the vertigo spell. Yeah, it was a nightmare for a while, but it all really did start like that. And I just thought it was so weird. I was like, what the hell? Halloween, vertigo, why is this happening? But no, today just realizing this, I'm like, oh my God, because that's the album that Sweet Leaf is on. And it does make me wonder about, like, again, there's a reason the cabal that runs the recording industry puts all this wicked stuff in music, and what kind of influence does it really have on us? Again, I was somebody who was susceptible to vertigo, as I was told by the doctor more than 2 years earlier, but it did not start until that very day. And seldom now I will have spells of vertigo, but I've never had it for a long period of time like I did after that night. It was, I forget, it went on for quite a while before I finally overcame it. But yeah, how weird. How weird. I always think about how my life would be too if I would have stayed with that girl. She was so mad when I broke it off with her. My life would be a lot different. I'll tell you what, we might have been in an early grave. That's why Sweet Lady was the perfect girl for me, because Sweet Lady is just so straight-laced and clean. She's not having any nights like that. Yeah, anyway. Sweet Lady brought a lot of stability to my life. Now, granted, my life probably would have been a lot more fun had I stayed with the other girl. But anyway, life's not all about fun, so still breathing. That's the good news. Anyway, all right. Enough of that story. Let me open up the phone line and see what you guys got to add to the equation, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot more here. Oh, Kush, you didn't have to do that, man. You had the biggest birthday donation of all. You didn't have to send more today, but I do appreciate it. Thank you. And thank you, Jonathan, who sent over $1 as well. And thank you as well, Kerry Barnes, who just chipped in another $5 with the super chat. Ozzy saying, take me out to the ball game at Cubs game on August 17th, 03. So today is 26 days, but okay, hold up, man. There's probably something to that too, because they've synced up the Cubs with the Pope, as we've been talking about. Ball game equals 26. Today is 26 days before that anniversary, August 17th. It'll be the 22nd anniversary this year, but ball game is 26, game is 26. For the record, Major League Baseball has that 162, like how many games are in a season. Today does leave 162 days left in the year, or it's the first of the last 163 days. Major League Baseball is also 351, the 26 triangular number. Yeah, that's interesting. And bat, you think about baseball, bats, he's biting the heads off bats, the thing with the Aussie player in the MLB today. Weird. Yeah, you guys have had some very interesting observations. I got to remember to add this stuff to the post when I'm done. All right, I'm going to open up the phone line here. The phone line is open. It's that 509 number on the screen, 509-560-4982. And we got our first call. Oh, hold up, 917. I screwed up again. I forgot the process here. I got to do one more thing so everyone can hear you. Hold on, you guys. Try to time your phone calls. Remember, you're on about a 5-second lag from the actual video, but I got to let 917 in first if I can remember how to navigate this. Hold on. What is going on here? All right, here we go. We should be getting connected.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
There we go. Now we're good. What's up, 917? 917?
Yeah, he's spot on with the decodes. That's the 82 and the 132. The probably amazing. But do you remember that Ozzy and his wife, they they had drama with Trump. They told him don't stop using his song, The Crazy Train.
And the whole 47 piece with Trump number 47. Okay. They told Trump to stop using Crazy Train. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You still there, 917? I'm looking up the story.
You know?
Oh, yeah. June. Yeah. This. So it looks like this, or hold on, maybe June 27th. Now, isn't June 27th the day leaving 187 days left in the year? Because they just promoted June 27th is the day leaving 187 days left in the year. And then they started promoting the movie on 18/7 that's coming out early next year. But it looks like that's when that news broke. Crazy Train. Okay. Yeah, that's one of their bigger hits for sure. Crazy Trains. Oh, look at that. Crazy Train's got the 54 connection, like Jesuit order. Like Trump's one of these many Jesuit educated people. Okay. And Donald John Trump does equal 76, right? He's dead at 76.
Yeah. 83 days after his birthday. Also, if Ozzy equals 92.
Wait a minute. Not 83. And, he's dead. He is dead 38 days after Trump's birthday, isn't he? Trump's birthday is June 14th. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Also, I think you said Ozzy equals. Well, he does. Equals 92. Ozzy equals 92. I think it's 92 days exactly after the Pope's death, or span of 93 days.
Pope died on the 111th day of the year. Today's the 203rd, so yeah, it must be 92 days later. Ozzy 92, or a span of 93, and yeah, just the connection with Slipknot to both those things. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and Thelema is all about Saturn, 93.
Right, yeah, that's right. Aleister Crowley invented Thelema. That's all about 93, 100%. And Thelema actually equals Black Sabbath too. It has that 28 connection. Somebody called into today's sports stream before I got on here and did this and said there was a 28 connection, but I didn't find it. I didn't see what the 28 was.
It was.
He was mistaken, actually. He might have had a different date. He said he died 28 weeks after his birthday, but that's not right. He died 33 weeks after his birthday. It might have been one of their albums. Crazy Train came out in 80, right. The year that we got the first mega president, Ronald Reagan. It's probably not an accident.
Yeah, and also, I think it's 54 days until the new Pope's birthday. Jesuit order, 54?
Yes, it is. You're right. Yeah. By the way, Crazy Train released in the UK August 29th. So today is 38 days before the anniversary of its release and 38 days after Trump's birthday when they asked Trump to stop playing the song. That song was also recorded on March 22nd.
Yeah, yep. I know other people got some good decodes. I'm going to let them get on. Thanks, Zach. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, appreciate that addition. Thank you. All right. I'm going to have to really test my memory to add all this stuff back to the post. All right. The line is open, 509-560-4982. If you got anything else to add on to the ritual of the death of rock and roll legend Ozzy Osbourne. My mom's more into Neil Diamond. Oh, man. Neil Diamond. I can't stand Neil Diamond. We had people trying to call in it. All right, here we go. Let's see who's going to have the next great find. What's up, 608? What's up, 608?
Hey, I just wanted to tell you, I got an odd story, too. Sorry, I got throat cancer. It's kind of hard for me to talk. But I saw Black Sabbath back in when they were doing Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. It was. Hello?
Yeah, I was there. You back when they were doing Sabbath Bloody Sabbath. I'm listening.
Yeah, we went.
If you have your video on, you need to mute your video. Otherwise, you're going to be getting the feedback because it's on a lag. That might be what's screwing you up. Turn off the video and just talk through the phone.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, February 10th, 1974, we went to see Sabbath Bloody Sabbath tour. It was the 73-74 tour, so it was like 146. the band that opened up for him was Bedlam. I don't even remember that. But they came on like 2 hours late, and everybody was upset. They came in and they only played for like 20 minutes, which I was really upset about because I was a big Sabbath fan back then. Like you, I started out on Paranoid. I'm 67 years old.
Funny.
And so the first album for me was Paranoid and War Pigs and all that. That was, and but they only played for like 20 minutes. They didn't even do that song, and they were all fucked up. Ozzy was missing his cues and everything. And people started throwing their cups and shit up, and beer cups and all this stuff. And being the band that started playing was Bedlam, and it kind of broke out in Bedlam.
Sure.
I don't know. Yeah. So you're a big Ozzy fan, huh? Even though you're 42, right?
Yeah, I turned 42 yesterday. Yeah.
Yeah, 42. Yeah, 42nd state. Anyway, yeah, you're the one that brought me to numerology. I started with you in 2016 when I was getting harassed out of my job. I got into the sports thing with you, and an interesting sports one that happened to me after I got into that. 2018, I was looking into Super Bowl 53, and I was working on the computer on it, and I was looking at that number. My parents were married in 1953, and I started thinking about Herbie the Love Bug. Herbie the Love Bug was 53, and that movie came out in 1968. You always talk about that year a lot.
Yeah.
But so I'm looking at all this information. I went on and looked at Herbie the Love Bug, and I saw that the last one that they made was Herbie, what was it? Herbie, whatever it was Lindsay Lohan. And so I'm working on this shit, and I'm looking at it, and I went to take a break, and I'm leaving the store that I went to, and I'm on Highway 19, I'm on Highway N, which is 14, and crossing me is Highway 19, and N is the 14th letter. And I look to my right, and there's a 53 Herbie the Love Bug car. And it's on Highway 19, headed east. It's number 53. My parents were married in 53. I'm like, I appreciate you being there back then, man. You really helped me out a lot. I have to tell you. I was getting harassed out of my job, and I started watching you doing the sports thing. That's a long time ago.
Time flies, indeed. Indeed. Well, hey, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for being a long-time listener and the story. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Care. Yeah. Appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah. What a weird 42nd birthday it was. Eric Adams wearing a 42 hat 42 days from his birthday. Mr. MLK 42 FBI file release, and then the Cosby Show, the most 42 show in history. What's up, 480?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Hey, did you have that, the Mars is 201?
Oh, yeah. Mars is 201 in Jewish Gematria. Mars, the god of war. Here's the guy who's saying War Pigs. I actually thought about that. I meant to make that part of the post. Yeah, thank you. And Mars has the 47-year orbital cycle. Like Rock and Time is 47. Now realizing this connection with Jack Black, that's also weird.
Also, there's a baseball player, Mike Topman, that has the same birthday, and his next home run is 38.
Okay,
that's pretty interesting.
Number, sure.
And then Josh Naylor is the only MLB player that comes out to Ozzy Osbourne currently.
You mean a Gematria connection?
Well, just a regular.
Oh, his batting song. Oh, I see. His song.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. I got it.
So, yeah, that's another thing too. But I just want to go on about those couple things.
All right. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
It's 114 months after the Motorhead singer died. Okay. Yeah, another metal band. Jack Black kind of music. Okay. Do we have anybody else who has anything to share about Osbourne's death? Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Hey, thanks for sending me the script for Eddington. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Aleister Crowley's Book 77, the Book of the Goat, also called Liber Oz.
777, right? 3 sevens. 3 7 777.
Not just 2 sevens. Just
oh, so he has one with just 7 7 and one with 3 sevens?
Yeah, that one's the one about all about the Kabbalah, and then the 7 7 is called Liber Oz.
Okay.
The Book of the Goat. that was published on the winter solstice of 1941. And from that day to this day was 83 years and 213 days. 83, 213.
Yeah. Yeah. Both death numbers. Okay.
Liber Oz. And then, there was another thing with this artist, Young Blood. He's a new artist. He just did the tribute song at Ozzy's farewell concert. He performed Changes. Changes equals 132. Like it's 132 from Aleister Crowley's birthday.
Yeah.
Or death day, I mean.
Yeah.
And then I saw a video a few days ago where Ozzy gave Young Blood a cross. And then the next day, Young Blood exchanged a cross with Ozzy.
Huh.
And the whole Society of Jesus connection.
Yeah.
But Young Blood's first song that he ever released, he released it on April 7th. It was called King Charles.
Huh.
And Ozzy, keep in mind, Ozzy has a really close relationship with this kid, Young Blood. He's like calls him like a son, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. That was all the ones I can think of. Oh, and I'm sure there's got to be connections with the Wizard of Oz.
When Chris Cornell died initially, because Cornell's from, he recorded in the Emerald City, like in Wizard of Oz. Remember, they changed Chris Cornell's death. Initially, he died on the anniversary of the publishing of the Wizard of Oz, and then they moved it a day, and then it became the day that the Joy Division singer died by supposedly hanging himself. And Joy Division singer, they say that he had Wizard of Oz playing in the background when he took himself out. And remember, Chris Cornell's birthday is the 201st day of the year, and Black Hole Sun equals 201. And then that same year that he died, then the Chester Bennington of Lincoln Park died on the 201st day of the year, which was Cornell's birthday. So, yeah, there probably is something about Wizard of Oz. Okay.
It's 201 days from January 2nd as well. And if you write out January 2nd as a word, it equals 201.
Is that why you just measured from January 2nd? Because when you write it out, or was there another reason?
Well, you just subtract from today, 201 days from today.
No, I get that because it's the 203rd day of the year. But I said, are you just measuring from that day because of the January 2nd, 201 connection?
Yeah, I just had that in the back of my mind I knew that for a few years, that if you write out the date as a word, it equals 201.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay.
But that could be coincidental. But anyway, that was it.
Just to answer your question, though, he's dead 66 days after the Wizard of Oz publishing date, and Ozzy Osbourne does equal 66. So it's probably not an accident.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll have a good one.
All right. Thanks, man. Blizzard of Oz, Wizard of Oz. Yeah, they definitely did a play on Wizard of Oz. And like I said, Wizard of Oz seems to have a recurring theme with dead musicians. Chris Cornell and the Joy Division singer died a lot younger, of course. 559. 559. Hello. Let's go to Eric. Eric in LA. What's up, Eric?
What's going on, man? Happy belated birthday, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, so I heard from a pretty reliable source that Ryan Sandberg died yesterday, but the Cubs nothing's been come out about it yet. And of course, Ozzy Osbourne's connection with the singing of the seventh inning stretch or whatever, but also the Cubs AAA team is in Des Moines, Iowa.
Interesting.
So I don't know why. Yeah, so I don't know what's there, what the deal is. Like I said, I heard he's dead, but there hasn't been anything said yet. But I heard through the baseball world that he was. So have at it, man. I don't know what you can find out.
Well, look at the recent headlines. The recent headlines is there's devastating news in his cancer battle. So it does seem that the news release is imminent.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're waiting on it or what, but that's what I've heard.
He's
so.
from Spokane as well, and you just had the death of that Philadelphia Eagle by the numbers at age 38, who was also from Spokane.
Yeah, so maybe it's the Cubs. Maybe it's the Cubs year, and
look
at
what year he joined the Cubs. He joined the Cubs in '82, the year that Randy Rhoads died, and the other Crowley connections or Ozzy connections we were talking about with '82. That's interesting.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Just want to let you know that again. Happy belated, and keep listening, bro.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Bye.
Ryan Sandberg, born on September 18th, the first Sabbath album. No, the second album, the big one, the first one that went number one, Paranoid, came out on September 18th. Sandberg was born. So that album came out on his 11th birthday. In the world of entertainment, it's a wicked web. It's that Svengali thing. What's up, 302?
Yo, what up, Zach?
Yo.
Hey. All right, cool. There's a one second delay. I'll get you. Yeah, man, something crazy just happened with me. What do you call it? My coworker at 3 o'clock just had a seizure, right? And like 30 minutes beforehand, we just found out like Ozzy Osbourne died.
Your call,
right? And then, like,
your call is a little bit muffled, so I'm having trouble understanding you. What happened?
Here, hold on. Let me switch the speakerphone. All right, can you hear me now?
Sure, that's better.
Okay, yeah, I had to have Bluetooth device in. Yeah, my coworker just had a seizure like an hour ago, about at 3 o'clock. Like about 30 minutes before we found out like Ozzy Osbourne died. And there was like a bunch of synchronicities happening up with him, man. Like, I noticed that my speedometer on my van, my personal van, is 666. And then, what do you call it? His speedometer had like a 666 on his too as well. And another thing too, he's fine, by the way. I should mention that. He's fine. The ambulance took him. But like he couldn't remember what day, month it is. It's crazy. But like when he was like having a seizure attack, man, he was fighting something off. Like something was like trying to get him at that spot. But like, you know, tons of number synchronicities. Mostly like with I got in the van to like move it away so for workers to come back tomorrow. There was that 444. He got in the van and Ozzy Osbourne's "Bark at the Moon" was playing in there. And I had to document that too. Like it's not really fully relative, but I just want to throw it out there. Like that's just, you know, the synchronicity of this stuff is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, his name is Matt. I'm not going to give his last name, but his name is Matt. I think it's like equal to 29, I believe. And I think Ozzy, and one of the numbers, I forget what cipher it is, but I know it's like 92, kind of backwards to it. If I did my gematria correctly. But yeah, it's I thought I'd just like just call in just and throw that out there too, like if the timing meant anything. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, I appreciate the information. I hope your coworker gets better. Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations on all your success, man. And yep.
Thank you. All right. You have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Unknown. Hello? Yeah, you're on. Unknown, go ahead. You got the mic.
Oh, I'm just calling. I'm calling from Des Moines, Iowa, and our pick 3 numbers was 1, 2, 3. I don't know if that means anything.
Oh, absolutely it does. I mean, was that today?
Yes, today.
Yeah. Ozzy Osbourne equals 123. Bit the head off the bat. Connected to Slipknot, who just proposed to the daughter. Yeah, absolutely. Wow, that's crazy. And again, it's I forget the other piece. There was one other 120. But yeah, that's not an accident. Amazing.
Oh, okay. I'm listening to your show, so and it's just like, let me call.
Ozzy Osbourne's birthday is December 3rd, 123, and his name equals 123. So, and we talked about look, here, for people who got here late, I'm finding out that his final social media post was playing the song Mr. Crowley. And like I said, without even knowing that piece, this was all about Crowley. He's dead 123 days before the anniversary of starting to record that song, Mr. Crowley.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that song. I just figured I'd give you guys a call and let you know.
People always say, can you use this information to pick the lottery? If you got enough clues, you can. So, all right.
Well, I'm sorry. I missed out on it today, but thank you and happy birthday. And
appreciate that. Thank you.
Next time I won't call. All right. Have a great one.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, we've seen it before where they sync up the lottery with the news. What's up, 937?
Hey, how's it going, Zach?
Yeah, what's up?
Hey, I just wonder, man, if it could be the Cubs here, though, because think about it, First American Pope, Chicago. I just wonder, man, if it could be.
Okay, so here, just to go over, again, we got the First American Pope on May 8th, 5/8, and his name is Pope Leo XIV, which equals 58. The Cubs just got their 58th win of the year 58 days before his birthday, and now if this Sandberg thing happens, it looks like that's all connected because Ozzy sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," which is synced up with that anniversary. So it's getting interesting here. It's getting interesting.
Yeah, it's looking pretty strong. I mean, it really is. So I guess we will see. That's just what I wanted to comment on. And obviously, the Ozzy thing is another ritual. I mean, if people can't see it, I mean, come on, 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks, after his last show. I mean, wake up, man. This all is just show up the ritual. And want us to wonder if there's going to be another celebrity death. It probably is going to be the Sandberg guy because,
Well, honestly, there's so many of these old British rock stars that have lived a really long time, and they're all connected to Crowley. Mm-hmm. They've all paid tributes to Crowley. I wonder if we're going to just start seeing a string of British rock legends die now that Ozzy's gone, the one who did the actual song about Mr. Crowley. I think that's likely, and I'm pretty sure as they die, we're going to see how they're all connected. Will they be 33 days apart? Will they be 38 days apart? We'll pay attention. 67, these are all potential patterns that would make a lot of sense.
I do think Young Blood's going to probably blow up too after this too, and his name in Gematria has 38, the kill number. So
Young
the fact
Blood,
that he did that ritual, YUNGBLUD, and one of the ciphers it's 38. So
yeah,
it's pretty interesting because
Color.
It's all
Color from
man.
LA just mentioned. Oh, look, Young Blood is 27 years old right now. What do you know?
Yep, 27 club. Yep, 27 club. Pretty interesting, huh? It's all connected, man. Wow. And the fact that his name is Young Blood. Come on. They're just mocking you at that point with the name Young Blood. Come on.
Yeah.
it's laughable, man.
Yeah.
But great stuff, man. Great show. I hope you had a good birthday yesterday, bro. Take care, man.
All right. Thanks, man. Take care. You guys saw what I did for my birthday. I worked all day. I don't do anything these days besides work. I wish more people appreciate it. What's up, 949?
Yeah, I just got a quick observation. I think the death of Ozzy Osbourne is connected to the Super Bowl. If you measure from today to the Super Bowl on February 28th, it's actually 201 days.
February.
Also,
the Super Bowl's on
birthday,
February 8th. February 8th.
That's why it's 201 days from today to February
8th. Okay.
And so the date is written as 2/8, like 28, and Ozzy Osbourne is born on December 3, which is that day leaving 28 days left in the year. And from his birthday to the Super Bowl, it's actually 67 days. And the word John Ozzy Osbourne equals 67 on reverse reduction.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. So it feels, I don't know if you noticed, but it's 38 days from Trump's birthday to today.
Yeah.
Like murder, 38. And Philadelphia Eagles coach has the same birthday as Trump. So he might be looking He might be a back-to-back, for Philadelphia Eagles.
It's possible.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I got today.
All right. Appreciate all those thoughts. Thank you. They're saying he died from Parkinson's. I'm going to go back when they announced his Parkinson's. I'm going to see how that lines up. I'm pretty sure that was in 2019. What's up, 480?
What's up? One more thing. Sandberg's debut date was 9/2 for the Phillies.
For another Ozzy 92 connection. Okay.
Yep. That's kind of, yeah, for the Phillies. So, all right. That's it.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yeah, later.
Ozzy Osbourne that's right. It was right after Meatloaf died. I remember that now. Ozzy came out and said he had Parkinson's right after Meatloaf died on the anniversary of him biting the head off the bat. Time flies. That was the other 121 day. Crowley died on December 1st. He announced his Parkinson's on 121. If you don't count the span, he's dead 41 weeks. Or, why? Oh, no. I take it back. No. 287 weeks. I'm used to looking at that 287 days, which is 41 weeks. 520, you got to mute your video. What's up? 52. Hello?
Can you hear me? Yes, it's Tucson again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how I don't know if you know this, but every master copy of every album that comes out, like, and movies, has to go through the Pentagon. And they supposedly do this weird, ritual on the master before they're put in the stores. Master equals 76. Now, Randy Rhoads, I was wondering if you could, at some point, look up Randy Castillo. So Randy Castillo used to play with Ozzy. He's a friend of my son's father. My son was born in Nashville. I know I've known a lot of famous people. I've had a crazy life. I'm the one that called last night about Winona. So, Randy Castillo also played in Metallica. And Randy died. My son's father was at the funeral. Metallica was there. Motley Crue was there. I guess it was a big deal. But I'm wondering how Randy Rhoads and Randy Castillo line up.
Well, their death anniversaries are 7 days apart and 20 years apart.
7 days.
Death is 20. Death, time, murder, killing. And he was a drummer, right? We always see the drummers dying.
Yeah, Randy was his. Oh, wait, what did you say drummer's number is again?
Drummer equals 38. 38, like death, murder, killing, RIP. Drummer has multiple connections to death and killing.
Okay.
People forget. Drummers also equals 97. It's like Zeppelin's drummer died on the day, leaving 97 days left in the air. Drummer equals 38 and 43 like killing, 97 and 38 like death. And drummer does equal 92 like Ozzy as well, so. He died on that 26-3 date, infamous date, too. A lot of weird stuff on that date, 263-56 prime. Are you still there? Hello? I think we lost her. 937. What's up, 937?
Hey, Zach, I just wanted to call back. I want to know, do you think Hulk Hogan could be soon, too? Because did you...
That would definitely be a ritual for Trump. They had him at Trump's convention last year in Milwaukee. So.
Well, did you see what they announced? They talked about how he has health issues currently, like he can currently not speak. So I don't know if there's going to be a connection there with Hogan. I want you to look into that.
He's going to turn 72 on August 11th. President Trump 72. Jesuit order 72. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yep. It wouldn't surprise me at all either, man, because there's a connection with Ozzy and Trump, too, because remember, Ozzy criticized Trump for using his song "Crazy Train" in one of his political ads.
We talked about that because today's 38 days after Trump's birthday and 38 days before the anniversary of recording starting for that song. And as we know, death in 38 and DC's on the 38th parallel. Yep. Yeah.
And he's known as the Batman. If you think about it, you bit the head off the Batman, and Trump has that association with Batman.
Trump said he's Batman, right?
Yep. So that's something else I want to throw out there.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Take care.
Yeah, you're welcome. Take care. Yeah, Hulk Hogan might be in trouble at 72. We got 520 calling back in. 520.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, it's me again. Okay, cool. So here's a little interesting thing. So Ozzy's from Birmingham, right, England. So stop it. So was Judas Priest. They both came out of Birmingham, and apparently that was a very small, little depressing, yucky town. And I guess they manufactured metal. So everybody in the town, all they would hear constantly was this huge banging, like, right? And so it was real kind of just icky. Well, Judas Priest and Ozzy with Black Sabbath are kind of the first metal. And apparently, my son's father just told me the story this morning. That's where they came up with the word heavy metal.
Well, I'm saying, how perfect is that? One of the greatest metal legends is from a town known for making metal. And I'm looking, there's a big metal business. It's crazy. This all the wordplay that they've ever done to us, and and again, the recording industry a lot of times is actually telling these artists what kind of music they want to make. Maybe Ozzy Osbourne wanted to be an opera singer. You just never know. But interesting.
Exactly. Yeah, and so Phil Soussain, I shouldn't be saying this, I don't want to get in trouble, but whatever. Phil Soussain used to play with Ozzy. So my son's father sent us to go see Phil when he played in town here in Tucson last year, and Phil came to pull us backstage, and we hung out for a little while, me and the kids and Phil. Now, Phil was given by Sharon a big guitar case that had a bunch of download weird stuff. Like, he was able to make music out of it, and Sharon kept wanting Phil to write more. And Phil could never get paid by Sharon. It was always a nightmare. Sharon was a complete shark. So I forgot, he wrote, not Bark at the Moon, but what did he write? Anyway, so I can look at No More Tears. No, he didn't.
What?
Anyway.
No. Sorry, I thought I just found something, but this can't be right because they got divorced. Go ahead.
So Phil Soussain. So Sharon wanted Phil to keep writing stuff and not pay him. And she had given him this big case that had all these recording capabilities and had all this stuff in it. He ended up doing like this finger exercise on one of the pieces of equipment that was in it, just a bass exercise. Then Mike Inez from Alice in Chains is a good friend of my son's father. Mike Inez stayed at our house in Nashville once. Like, we've seen him 100 times. So Mike joins Ozzy on, I guess Phil and Mike are at each other's house. There's a party going on. And Mike pulls out this huge equipment thing that Sharon had given Phil. And when Phil said, hey, I have a bunch of stuff on there, they said, sorry, it's property of, Sharon Osbourne. So he wanted it, I guess it was floppy disk, he said. So turns out, it's confusing because Randy and Mike. So Mike Inez is the one playing in No More Tears. The beginning, which is amazing because I had to go out and pick up my daughter last night, and No More Tears was on the radio. And the beginning, that is Phil Hussein finger exercise that he was exercising on his bass, and Sharon stole it from that machine because it was still in it when Sharon took it, and Mike played it, and Randy got paid for it. Phil didn't get a dime. And then Randy Castillo's dead.
Yeah. The recording, there's the whole entertainment world is just evil. So.
Yeah, it's so gross. Around the house, we call Jack Black a little warlock. He's a creepy little warlock.
Yeah. And we see how he's tied in. Somebody just also sent a message and said, look at Ronnie James Dio or Dio, I forget how to say his name. He died at 67, and for a while he fronted as the singer for Black Sabbath. Ozzy's dead 67 days after his death anniversary, and he died at 67. And we just talked about the 67 ritual with Randy Rhoads.
Right. Now listen to this. Last in Line is a tribute band to Ronnie James Dio, which is who we went to go see that Phil was playing with, and we were backstage with Phil from Ozzy. With Vivian Campbell from what? Vivian Campbell played with Dio. So it's weird that Phil, my son's father's friend, who we went and hung out with, me and the kids, is playing in the Dio tribute band. And Phil played with Ozzy, so did Randy Castillo, and Metallica.
He also died.
I don't know.
Ronnie also died 55 days before his birthday. Satan is 55. Satanic is 67.
Yep.
And again, Jack Black, this ritual synced up with him. He's 55 right now.
55. It's so scary. Dang it. That Jack Black. So I feel like Phil, I told my son's father today, I said, call Phil. And he said, I did. He didn't answer. He said, his phone's probably blown up today. And then he said, well, actually, he's probably sitting on the calculator tallying up how much Sharon and Ozzy never paid him. Because all he did was chase Sharon around for writing that song. And she just wouldn't pay him and then ripped him off for a finger exercise that turned out to be the opening solo of No More Tears, which was a name Randy Castillo came up with. It's such a creepy circle how it all goes. I don't know. I'm good with useless information because I had such a cool childhood and I grew up so cool, but I'll always be able to call in with these little inside infos on these weirdos,
Well, I appreciate all the information. Thank you so much.
Yes, I didn't say happy birthday yesterday, and I bet being a dad is just the best. Life-changing. So you're gonna definitely see things different.
It's been a lot of fun, so I appreciate that.
I know. She's amazing. Okay, honey, I'll talk to you later.
All right, take care. You have a good day.
Okay, good job. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. You know this is crazy. He died on 31 date numerology. We always call Houston 31 town. Dio died on 31 date numerology in Houston. 5 plus 16 plus 10, 31. R.I.P. But man, the 67s in celebrity death, they are just everywhere. Remember the ritual they did with the Van Halen brothers the other year? One died on the day, leaving 86 days left in the year. Let me see. Let me see how that one went. Again, 67 and 86 have the blood sacrifice, human sacrifice connection. Talk to where that fits in with Ozzy today in numerous ways. Eddie Van Halen, 67, dead on the day, leaving 86 days left in the year. And Johnny Nash was dead that day as well. Flew under the radar. Van Halen got all the coverage. Both dead on the day, leaving 86 days left in the year. So many of these deaths over the years. Jesuit fingerprints over and over again on all these things. Again, and who else would be doing it? I mean, they gave us the language and the calendar. They're the ones that synced up this system. Is it some kind of sorcery? I mean, maybe it is. Maybe it's sorcery. How else do they pull it off at the way they do? It's just like the Crowley, Mr. Crowley lyrics. Ozzy wants to know exactly what he did. He knows something up, but he doesn't know exactly what it is. What did you do? I got to go get Sweet Girl here in very shortly. If you guys want to call in, now is the time. It is that 509 number on the screen. I got to pick up Sweet Girl here very shortly, so let's get the calls in. If you got something to add to this, it's been a lot of great calls. What's up, 937?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Zach, I also wanted you to look into the Patriots. They have a connection with Ozzy Osbourne. They even put out a tweet. If you want to look into that in a little bit, maybe you could find something with that.
Well, remember what I said earlier in the stream. If you were watching, I showed how Brady and Ozzy retired on the exact same day in history.
Honestly, I missed that part. That's kind of wild. So
yeah, for people who
maybe...
missed that, I'll remind, Brady has a whole bunch of 201 connections. He's born, well, the country's 201 years old. His wife was born on the 201st day of the year. He has a whole bunch of 201s in his whole history, including having a 201 passing yards in his last Super Bowl. And again, Ozzy Osbourne equals 201. And he had the Meatloaf death ritual the other year in tribute to Ozzy, which was a big 201 thing. So, yeah, I covered this earlier, how Brady and Ozzy retired on the exact same day. And, yeah, I see this is a story, the secret history of Ozzy and the Patriots. I'll have to look at it. Go ahead.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, though, because, I mean, think about it. You know, Trump, Patriot. I mean, it's just all connected, man.
And he calls himself
Batman. It all goes back around to what's going on currently.
Calls himself Batman.
It all just goes back around. Yeah. And then also Brady has a connection with Trump, so... Yeah, there's something there, and I kind of, like I said when I called a little bit ago, I wonder if Hogan could be next because, you know, Hogan has that connection with Trump. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I just wanted to point that out because, you know, Hogan, real American, so we shall see. Take care, buddy.
Thank you. The New England Patriots are saddened to learn of the passing. Again, this was covered earlier in the stream, how Brady and Ozzy both retired on the 32nd day of the year, like the 32 sun rays on the Jesuit Orders logo. The New England Patriots are saddened to learn of the passing of music legend Ozzy Osbourne, who provided the iconic intro for Patriots games for over 20 years. I did not know that. What song did they play? The New England Patriots, they wrote on social media. What song did they play for 20 years? Osbourne made a memorable appearance at Gillette Stadium in September 2005, performing Crazy Train. Okay. And remember, Trump was cheering for the Patriots. If you guys forgot, do you remember the first Super Bowl when Trump became president the first time with the 25-point comeback versus the Falcons? Trump equals 25 like Falcons. That was the 97th NFL season. Bill Belichick equals 97. 97 is the 25th prime. Just stupidest, most rigged game ever, and brain-dead fans continue to go back to the league. How do you rig it? I mean, how isn't it rigged? How do you give up a 25-point lead? They had 1st and 10 with, 4.5 minutes left in field goal range. Could have gone up 11 points with a simple field goal with one of the best kickers in the league at the time, Matt Bryant. And said they're dropping back to pass. Next thing you know, it's 3rd and 33, and now Ozzy Osbourne's dead 33 weeks after his birthday. I hate listening to the dummies. How do you rig a football game? Easily? I mean, how don't you rig it? I mean, God, it's like people have no imagination. They can't tie their shoes. This adding up ABC 1, 2, 3 is way too complicated for me. I want to watch some more Tom Brady the GOAT. Tom Brady wouldn't even be in the NFL if it wasn't rigged. You guys don't have an athletic bone in his body. One of the biggest jokes in the world of pro sports, and he goes down as the greatest of all time. And don't forget what they did with him with his greatest of all time ritual. I was talking about it yesterday, wasn't I? At 43, GOAT 43, greatest of all time, 188. He wins the Super Bowl at age 43, 188 days after his birthday, and then they kill everybody and their mom and connected to 43 in the days after, including students at Yale. What's up, Colin?
I was actually going to bring it up.
What's up, 210?
Hey, that's the number I was actually... Hey, what's up, man? Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. I was actually going to bring up that number 43 because it's actually been 43 years since Ozzy Osbourne peed on here in San Antonio. And
wait, you cut out. Hold on. You cut out. Ozzy Osbourne urinated in San Antonio?
Yes, 43 years ago. And today is the first day of Leo. Leo equates to 14. Pope Leo the 14th. And 43 is the 14th prime number. That number has been playing huge right now. That's one of the main reasons why I knew Pascal Siakam, would probably win the Finals MVP for the Eastern Conference. And yeah, I just thought that was pretty interesting. San Antonio equals 58. 14 days from now into Leo season will be 8/5 or 5/8. And Pope Leo the 14th came into power on 5/8, May 8th. His name, Pope Leo XIV, equates to 58. San Antonio equals 58. So it's something that stood out to me.
I'm realizing that Randy Rhoads died 28 days after the urination incident. And again, Black Sabbath is 28. There's probably something to that. Remember the Alamo?
Yeah, 28. Yeah, 28 is a huge number too right now. 28 years just came out. 28 years ago is in 97. 97 is the 25th prime.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. This news kind of caught me off guard when I first saw it. I was like, damn. And then, right away, because I'm from San Antonio, so I was like, how long ago was it when he pissed on the freaking Alamo? I was like, oh shit, 43. There you go. It's first day lead. So I feel like it's going to be a real interesting Leo season in general. Like the fact that Mercury is in retrograde, and yeah. So now we're just entering that Lionsgate portal that will happen here on 8/8. You always talk about the significance of that day with Trump, and all the rituals that will be going on. I get to see all synchronizing with the Pope, the city Pope right now.
Yeah. Good information. Good call. I appreciate the heads up on that. I never knew about that incident. I never knew about him peeing on the Alamo. He says he got arrested for it.
Yeah, he was banned for a while. So I know they had recently lifted it not too long ago.
It said he was banned for 10 years. So he was unbanned in 92 then, like Ozzy equals 92.
Yeah, then 10, 55 and Satan.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Also, check out my Instagram too. You follow the account In-Game Exposure.
Oh yeah, you do great work.
I've been doing some posts. Yeah. All right. Yeah, Zach. Once again, happy birthday, man. Have a great day.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir. All right, guys.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bye.
About the 28, this guy who's connected to Ozzy, Youngblood, he is going to turn 28 here in just a few days. He's that infamous 27, Ritual 27, but he's about to turn 28. I'd never heard of him before. What's up, 252? 252, hello?
What's up, Zach? You can hear me? I was waiting on you to say some shit. But, nah, man, shit, I ain't even really got too much on it. I deadass just wanted to say, damn, you a brave motherfucker, bro. That's just crazy. You still up here doing this shit. Like, out of 12 years, because I ain't gonna lie, I would have scared. You know what I mean? You got the stories of cars running through your house, business getting hijacked, a whole bunch of bullshit. I would have been gave the fuck up. But you got the courage to still be up here talking about this shit, man. And the shit crazy. Like, I mean, damn, like, you don't ever think like that even the dummies are manufactured? Because, I mean, some people are so just stupid. I just almost look past them. I'm just like, damn, this is just the work of the system. I mean, there's so many little intricate things about our life that, you know, are just like, damn. It's, you know, like, I mean, if you know what I mean, it just seems like people are just funneled right into it. It's almost like they just, it's under the guise of an opinion, right? It's like you call someone stupid, you know, because they have the chance to be smart. But the older I get, the more I'm starting to seem like, it seems like these people are closed off. Like they were destined to be dumb. Like they were destined to be a part of the system.
Well, you use the word manufactured. I mean, they essentially do manufacture us. They put us all in the same school system. They expect us to learn the exact same things, have the same type of thinking process, have the same goals and aspirations, watching the same kind of entertainment, getting our minds programmed the same way. They do want cookie cutter people, and that's why so many people are identical in the way they think. And I've heard 1,000 people say it. If this was important, they would have taught us in school, including my sister. She says that all the time. And to me, that's just laughable. It's like, you really think the school system was about like making you your optimal, most greatest person you could be rather than creating you to be a thing that would be used by a system. A lot of people don't want to. A lot of people do not want to acknowledge that that's what was really done to us. We're made to be used and abused. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fear. It's crazy fear, and even people who have kind of figured things out. I mean, when I got off the phone the other day, your show, I was talking about how these things are obvious sorcery. You know, maybe you might not agree to this all the way, but we can both come to a meet and where say, yeah, there's definitely some sorcery involved, if not all. But, you know, guys in the chat like, oh, this guy's talking about pure speculation. This is pure speculation and this, that, and the third. I'm like, brother, you're just scared that this shit might not be in your control. And that's what it is with everybody, because it's even me. I had to step past it. When I first started finding out that these famous leaders wrote books on magic and all these different things, I had to kind of overcome this fact of like, wow, this shit's low-key out of my control in a way. Like, and a lot of people don't want to face that the shit's not in their control. They want to be able to have an opinion, to have a say, but it's just an opinion under the, it's not an opinion. It's just, like you said, I mean, it's maintenance. Like these stories that reinforce these same ideas are maintenance. That's what they are. When you have pets, when you have things, you got to tend to it. You got to go make sure your dog is still going to protect you. You got to make sure your chicken's still laying eggs. You got to make sure your populace is still conforming. So that's why they keep bringing up the same stories reiterated. I mean, they got a reinforcement. It's like, it's updates. It's like the shit come to your phone. I mean, it's like an update. On God, it's the same thing as technology pop up on your phone. Hey, let's get the latest new update. And you know what I mean? And
you're a million percent correct.
Get the update.
You're a million percent correct. I saw somebody earlier in the chat. There's so many things flying by in the chat, but somebody was saying, why do they do this? Again, the word is control. This is a Kabbalistic form of control. Again, if you guys look into Kabbalah, where this whole thing of letters and numbers comes from, there's a dark half, and it's about using the sorcery of this knowledge to have control and influence over others. And that is what they're doing. You might think it's stupid all day, but this is how they're operating. And seemingly, they do have control over the minds of about 90% of the masses who seem to not be able to see the obvious. Those of us who, it seems like what they do doesn't work on some of us. That's why we are the way we are. We're like, what's wrong with everybody else? Why do they just buy everything hook, line, and sinker when it seems like it's one obvious lie after the next? And again, I'm showing the same repetitious patterns every single day here for now going on 12 years straight. And you still have people walking in the room who just instantly think it's just the dumbest thing they've ever heard without even doing any research into it. And what'll kill me is it'll be the Ozzy Osbourne fans. It's like, come on, you know his song, Mr. Crowley. Did you ever look into Crowley and the things he was into? What do you think that song's actually about? And why, you guys, why was it that the first thing I said is his death's going to be connected to Crowley? And I didn't even know that his last social media post was playing the song Mr. Crowley. It's just, you guys, this is what is going on. And if you can't accept it, yeah, it is cognitive dissonance. It is fear. And it's ignorance. And that's why my rant a week ago is that's the real problem, is everybody just wants to remain ignorant and not do any real research and just stay in their comfort zone, which isn't really a good place to be, because you guys, all the people out there that want to remain in their comfort zone, you're the reason things are so expensive right now. It's your fault. Don't stop looking to somebody else to say, why are things so expensive? It's your fault they're so expensive right now. Had all of you behaved like I taught you to in 2020 before all this shit went down, none of their agenda would have worked. They wouldn't have had to mass print money and create all this inflation. You guys are the reason it's this way. Sure, there's a cabal and a leadership that led us this way, but you could have refused what they were doing and stood against it, and none of their shit would have worked. So, again, it's humanity's fault for staying ignorant and marching along the lies and not questioning anything. You got really, that's the reason I'm here teaching every day, not because another celebrity's dead. I'm showing you how the world is controlled this way every single day, and that is a provable, verifiable fact. And it's why I've been here to be here every single day for going on 12 years, showing the same shit every day. We're about 2 weeks away from 12 years straight of presenting this. Go ahead, caller.
Exactly. Thank you. Literally. Sometimes I just be thinking like, damn, it's crazy Zach got the same mindset as me. We're literally both born. I was literally born on July 2nd. So, I mean, our birthdays aren't too far apart. But, you know, it's just funny, though, like, because, yeah, man, this shit is so fucking obvious. And, I mean, your computer doesn't disobey, right? When you get on your computer, it doesn't randomly say, hey, I don't want to do what you're telling me to do. Your computer stays up to fucking date with the software that it was built upon. And that's the same fucking thing with society. They do what they're supposed to do, whether they're told or not, because like I said, it's the illusion of choice, obviously. and then it's just backed by the fucking fear that, you know, we might not have a say. I mean, what you're taught in history, that this is a free democracy, that you have the ability to change things. People don't want to let go of that. People do not want to be let go of that. And if you look into our Constitution, you'll really start to get a little like, damn, you'll really start to wake up, because it does not say we do what we do for the people, for the best interest of the people. No. The Constitution specifies that we do what we do with the consent of the people. Do you know what that means? That means it doesn't matter if what we do is tyrannic, harmful or not. Your consent is what allows it. It's your consent, whether that consent may be conscious or unconscious, your consent. And that's why I believe these people have the ability to keep doing this. It's because they wrote the rules that favor them. Like, we can do this with your consent. I'm sorry, but I have to look around not to say, yes, we're for sure, not even us, but most people are giving their consent. By you sitting back doing nothing, you're giving your consent. By you thinking that your government's there to help you, you're giving them your consent to help you, no matter what way that might be. So, I mean, it's really tricky. It's crazy as fuck. And I do think there are parts of the world that won't stand for this. There's certain countries you go to that are, of course, under the control. Their leaders are under the same control as ours are. But you can look at their people as a whole and say, I see why y'all aren't America. I see why y'all aren't like the U.S. You know, when at a point in history, it goes from protest to from rebellion to protest. When black people got a hold of it, it became a rebellion. But before then, it was a protest. But before then, or it became a protest. But when there's black people involved, it's riots. That's what it's called now. It's called a riot. You know, when they get all the savages involved with it. But this stuff, nobody should be protesting. Protesting is retarded. Protesting is retarded. You should rebel. That's the difference between a rebellion and a protest. Is a rebellion is y'all just aren't doing this to us, period. We don't give a fuck. You just aren't doing it to us. A protest is like, oh my God, y'all are doing this to us, but we don't like it. A protest is a mass complaining. It's a mass complaint. That's all it is. How many people can we get on the street to complain? How many dummies can raise your hand and come out and say, yep, they're going to let us keep doing what they're going to do, because all they want to do is complain. They don't want to rebel.
Correct. And that's what I'm saying. Everybody should have rebelled in 2020 and not followed a single one of their rules or protocols, and then their game wouldn't have worked. It's not like they could have fired everybody or put everybody in jail. They would have said, you know what? We're getting figured out. We better switch up our game plans. No, but that's not what happened.
Yeah.
So,
hey, exactly. Well, they just turned to the side and they said, you know what? We did a good job. We made a very good machine. We built a good, I mean, don't you look at your work and you go, you know what? I've been here 12 years. I've developed you got some people that stay here and still in line and still follow the work. That's what they're doing. But it's just in an evil way. It's just the opposite side of it. Look at it. We built a mass society that will listen to what we have to say. Yes, these people damn near probably do feel like they deserve to be in control, because, I mean, you see that, obviously you see what we're talking about. So
yeah. I don't feel like I do what I do out of bravery. Going back to what you said, I just feel like I do it out of necessity. I mean, I was 18 when the towers came down and turned into dust in midair, and I knew it was an obvious lie. And I thought, man, this is how bad the lies are. Somebody better work to expose these lies. But then you expose the lies, and then the people, they dive into that cognitive dissonance. Oh no, my government wouldn't do that to me. It's like, I don't know where that thought came from, because there's a reason your Constitution says you have the right to protect yourself from enemies, foreign and domestic. So obviously the concept was there a long time ago of a corrupting force within.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the force was there. I mean, the presidents were literally Masons. I mean, they made it. I mean, obviously it helps them. But I mean, I don't know. The only reason I say you do it out of bravery or just the courage is because, I mean, I'll be fucking honest. I wouldn't. There's a reason you haven't seen me start a YouTube channel yet or any online platform. It's just because I really kind of know what I know, and I just use it to focus on my life and and I do spread the word, but in a real life way. Like when I see people, I don't hold back with this information. But as far as going online, you know, just the things that happen to you, that's why I applaud it. Because I mean, you know, like I said, some really shady things have happened in your life. And I mean, that would be enough to get me out of it and just say, fuck you people. Y'all can die without knowing. I know. I want to save my soul. And I want to save yours too. But if you're not going to let me, then fuck off. That's just what it is. So I just admit, I mean, you kept going. Fuck it. Like, I mean, that shit's crazy. Like, oh God, the moment a car crashes through my house, I'm done. Whatever I was working on, you can forget it. I'm done.
Well, the other way to look at it, though, is if the world doesn't correct its path, we're pretty much all finished. So
you're right. Exactly. That's exactly why I say I'm aware of. That's a mindset that I need to improve on. But you showed me why I need to improve on it. I mean, I never would have looked at it as a means of service. Like you say, you're doing a service like a necessity. Like I never really seen it as that. My way with, since I've been a child and I've known the world was bullshit, I've always seen it as, I've always laughed at people who didn't know. Like, well, guess what? You don't have to know either. But I definitely, you're 100% correct. I mean, that is the only way to look at it. It's not another way to look at it. That's the only way to look at it. You're right. And I just have to amend you because, I mean, that's who you showed me that, obviously. I mean, you're who answered my questions. I tell people all the time, it only took me 5 seconds to resonate with this knowledge. There were no questions. There were no, what's this guy talking about? I knew what you were talking about instantly. Answer every single question ever. And that's how it should be for everybody.
Well, you're a young thinking person. Friend, I appreciate it. I got to go get Sweet Girl. I'm going to let a couple more people call in and then I got to go grab her. But I know you are a great mind. So, yeah, I hear where you're coming from. But like I said, man, if more people aren't speaking, again, it's that MLK speech, silence is betrayal. I think that's correct. That's one of the inspiring things for me. A lot of people will criticize MLK all day. But again, he did give one of the greatest speeches ever a year to the day of his death. So anyway, appreciate it, 252.
Yep. All right, no problem.
All right, take care, man. See you. And that's the thing that's crazy too is like nobody knows about MLK's speech a year to the day of his death, where he spoke out against the war machine. It was almost like the MLK version of War Pigs. All right, I gotta be out of here in 10 minutes, so I got 10 more minutes for calls. If anybody has anything else to add in about Ozzy's death, there's been a lot of great calls. I have a lot of updates to do to my notes. Let's see here. What's up, man?
Yeah, real quick, I found a 22201. I mean, not 201, 102.
Okay.
I found a 11102. Ozzy Osbourne got his Hollywood Walk of Fame, or his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on April 12th, 2002. That was the 102nd day of the year. It's 102 days
span of 102,
from the anniversary
right?
of that.
Span of 102, right?
And then, span. And then the Hollywood Walk of Fame equals 102.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. They call these people stars, so he goes out in a star ritual. Yeah. Star burns out. All right.
Alice Star.
Right.
Alice Star Crowley.
Yeah. Alice. Yeah. Good one.
All right.
Yeah.
That was it.
All right. Take care. Bullhorn sessions. Well, I have a way better audio system than the bullhorn now. So I mean, when I've gone out, I haven't used the bullhorn in a long time because I got the better speaker system. But it's just hard to do anything right now having a little one. You know, it might be a while before you see me back out on the street. I take care of myself though, so as long as the world doesn't end, I imagine I'll be doing this for my life once my children are a little bit older and it's not so hectic around here. I might spend the rest of my life out on the streets with speakers in New York City or something. What's up, 734?
Hey, Zach. I'm calling because I am making my own Gematria calculator, and it has no advertisements, no cookies, and it's supposed to be a lot cleaner. I'm going to continue adding more features. Would you like me to plug it right here? Or?
You can go ahead and plug it. Just so you know, I know what you're saying because Derek added all that stuff to his. My website doesn't have anything either, and it has downloadable versions for your phone that are free too, but there's plenty of more tools and bells and whistles that could be added to mine. It's just my web team charges way too much for work, so I don't want to do any more with it. But what's up, 734?
That's what I'm offering too is my services. I charge dirt cheap, and I do most of the work myself. And we could talk about this later. But anyways, I have my own website. Right now I'm using the URL. It's kind of silly. It's poopcat.net, but it is 100% a Gematria calculator. It doesn't have all the ciphers that Gematrinator has, but it's got most of them. It tells you what makes a prime number prime, what makes triangular, and so on. It's pretty well done for, how little time I've spent into it, but I am very dedicated at this, and I can't wait to add the date calculator to this. This is my next step.
Okay, poopcat.net. The name is memorable. I don't exactly understand what the connection is, but okay. All right.
I was Cool Cat, and then they said, "Oh, change your name to Poop Cat," and then the website was easily grabbable. But I do have a few Gematria URLs. I'm probably going to grab up. And the thing was, I was also going to try to like spread and flood the internet with Gematria. Just like no matter what you click on, it's like a car resale site, and then it just redirects you to Gematria.
Okay. Very interesting. All right.
So I appreciate the work, the truth, the knowledge you put out, and I hope you have a blessed rest of your day.
All right, man. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Okay. Well, maybe one or two more calls, and then I got to hit the road. Who wants to close us out? It's 3:21 on the West Coast. It's a countdown. As I said, it ticks over to 3:22, like the date that he started recording that old Mr. Crowley song. All right, let's see. We got 908. 908. What's up, 908?
Hey, Zach. How's it going?
It's going well. Thank you.
I haven't. I kind of just jumped in. I'm sure you probably talked about it, but did you see on Instagram Sharon Osbourne, Ozzy Osbourne's wife? She put all these Instagram posts up of her, like, you know, paying tribute to Malcolm Jamal Warner, and then there's like other posts like with other rock stars and stuff. And this is like, she did this like literally hours before they announced Ozzy Osbourne was dead. It's just so crazy how they do this stuff. Like just the whole social media and just, you know, how everything is, you know, predicated on a T, and, you know, it has to be timed perfectly. And like you always say, you know, to check these things out. It's just eerie, man. Like I don't even understand like how people can like take this stuff seriously, and just it's just so gross. The other thing too, I wanted to note, I was in the live stream yesterday when you were talking. I don't know if you've mentioned this, but so I don't know if you watched the Cosby Show growing up, but Adam Sandler was on an episode. I forget which one, but he was on the show like for one or two episodes, and he's got a movie. He's got Happy Gilmore 2 coming out. I think it's out this Friday. So I just found that like really bizarre. And I think he spoke yesterday about his death. Like they asked him to speak about it and stuff. So it's just like you say, it's like it's always this timing and stuff, and it's so weird. Like how all this stuff like coincides. It's like, what are the odds of all this stuff happening? Like it's just like, you know, time after time again, there's always a pattern with this, and it always just seems to happen around the person dying. So I'm not sure if you caught that. And then last but not least, I don't know if you mentioned it as well, Malcolm Jamal Warner, he died 62 days after Malcolm X's birthday, I believe, on the 19th. So that's like, again, it was a clear sacrifice, and he was gone, and he's gone. So, like you always say, you know, all this work, you know, it points everyone in the right direction, and like, you know, it tells you what's really going on, but everyone wants to, you know, play stupid and ignore it and act like, you know, it's just a coincidence. And it's just sickening how people, like, you know, get addicted to this stuff and, you know, start talking about, oh, like he's drowned and, you know, all this goofy stuff. So just thought I'd add that in there. I'm not sure if you have anything else to comment on what I said.
No, but your connection on, again, Sacrifice 62 and Malcolm Jamal Warner being named after Malcolm X and dying 62 days later, that no doubt that's connected. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, take care. 202, you want to mute your video? What's up, 202?
No, but your connection.
202, you got to mute the video. Yeah, what's up?
Yo, isn't it interesting that gematria for fake death and murder is 34?
Yeah, it is interesting. It is interesting.
And also, the gematria of death taker is 79 as overlap with murder as well.
Yeah, it does make you wonder, is Ozzy somewhere off ready to collect the royalties from his new movie soon to come out that's going to make even more money now that he's dead because death sells like a mother? I mean, it does make you wonder. It's hard to
I
say.
remember Richard said something a long time ago, a couple years ago, that I forgot what he said, but yeah, it's just something to just think about. You know, are these people really dying? You know, are these people even real? You know.
Again, we are lied to about everything, so yeah, it's fair to ask the questions. It's possible.
Oh yeah, I remember now. He said there won't be but basically there's a phrase, like for example the phrase death faker, like that phrase wouldn't exist if it wasn't a thing, you know.
I suppose, yeah.
So, you know, they are the one that created this language. So, you know, this is interesting that the overlap with the gematria is, you know, so.
All right. Well, I appreciate
Anyways,
those thoughts. All right. Thank you.
Maybe these death fakers are the 144,000 that they're saving.
Yeah, that's another thought. Okay.
You know about the 144,000 that are supposed to be saved, right?
The 144,000 chosen. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you take care.
All right. Thanks, man. You too. 772.
Hey, Zach. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, yeah. Hey, Zach. 30 seconds. So I on Free to Find Truth, I posted my Rumble channel, America Inc. I'm gonna be restreaming all your stuff. I restreamed your video last night, and it was on page 3 of the Discover page. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing some more streams today. Also, I posted a playlist that's about how to do stuff that the algorithms on different platforms like, and it's like really good advice. One of the people got millions of views with like just one trick. Yeah, that was all I had. And also I noticed your Rumble has like the recent videos have like 300 or 400 views each. So maybe, yeah, I think streaming on there, you might get some decent views. You might get like what you get on YouTube.
Well, if you reposted my content on there and it got 300 or 400 views on Rumble.
No, your own channel, your Zach channel, it has 300 or 400 views on each of the recent videos.
Well, I haven't done a video on there in forever. They've been sitting there for a while, but I can try it out again. I've been saying I would, so I need to.
Yeah, definitely live streaming. But yeah, that's all I had. Hope you enjoyed your birthday yesterday.
It was a workaholic day like always. All right, appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, unknown caller. Are you gonna close us out with a good one? What's up, unknown?
I can try it out again.
You gotta mute your video. You gotta mute your video.
Definitely live.
Oh, you talking to me?
You do. You gotta mute the video and just talk through the phone. Yeah.
Okay, I just did it.
You're on. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, no, I know you're leaving real quick because it's the Ozzy Osbourne topic. 322 is my reverse ordinal, and I also have the drummer of Ozzy Osbourne's stick given to me by a 5-year-old who happens to be the son of a Samaha brother. So that's it. That's all I want to say.
All right. Thank you. You have a good day.
You too.
Take care. We got some ladies out there that know these rock stars. I don't want to ask them if they're groupies or not, but we know the rock stars. They've got some notches in the belt. Yeah, that's how they sell us on this American dream. Yeah, we'll leave it there for now, you guys. Hold on. I'll take one more call. I do got to go get Sweet Girl, though. All right, last call. What's up, 310? 310. 310.
What's up, Zach?
What's up?
Yeah, a synchronicity about the Osbourne name itself. A couple of days, headline news was the LA County Sheriff grenade explosion, and a couple of days ago they released the names of some of those deputies, and one of them was William Osbourne. That's Osbourne, Osborn, and when you look him up, his picture looks eerily similar to Timothy McVeigh, and Timothy McVeigh supposedly died at 33, and this deputy, he was in service for 33 years, and now that Osbourne name comes back to the headlines with Ozzy Osbourne, so I was just thinking that's like weird synchronicity headlines there.
I agree. I always say if you pay attention carefully to the news, there's a lot of themes and parallels, and it's almost like a story, and the chapters are unfolding. So, yeah, that's probably not an accident because we just talked about what happened in L.A. You know, that happened in L.A. the same day that the media went out that they're promoting his upcoming movie that's supposed to launch. That was on the 18/7 date, like 187, the California homicide code. So it's probably not unrelated.
Right now, because his image that they show, that's the first thing I thought of. This is yesterday when I saw this image. I was like, this guy looks like Timothy McVeigh.
For people who don't know, this past UFC weekend, UFC 318, it was all Timothy McVeigh themed, and we dominated the UFC events. They had a McVeigh fighting, Oklahoma City bombing equals 318. Remember, they just synced up the whole NBA Finals with the OKC bombing. The playoffs started on April 19th, the anniversary. The Thunder won Oklahoma City by the numbers. Remember, on the anniversary of McVeigh's execution in Indiana, who Oklahoma City faced, execution equals 116. The date's 11/6. The Pacers won that day with 116 points. So, yeah, they're paying tribute to McVeigh in Oklahoma City in a lot of ways right now. And, you know, again, the day that happens, also the day that Ozzy finished recording the song about Mr. Crowley, the occultist that was into this Gematria thing, and we know Gematria is all. Not to mention, Oklahoma City has like 500 201s on it. So again, I mean, for the person out there who's on the outside listening, they're like, oh, these people are crazy, just connecting all this stuff. We might sound crazy. Start paying attention, you're going to start to see how connected it all is too. So anyway,
right on, Zach. That's all I had.
All right, man. All right, take care.
Yep. All right, bye.
Yeah, when I started to look at the UFC fight, I was like, okay, Oklahoma City bombing does equal 318. I was like, that could be a stretch. And I was like, wait a minute, they got a McVeigh fighting on the card? Hold on, let's look at this a little more carefully. And the guy who was in the main event was 33, like McVeigh was put to death at 33, and his name in Gematria, Jerome Holloway. I know he goes by Max Holloway, but if you look, his real name's Jerome Holloway. It equals Timothy McVeigh in 3 out of the 4 ciphers, including 201. I got to go pick up Sweet Girl, you guys. Thank you again to everyone who hits the like and the share, who leaves a comment after the video post. I know it's so hard to get you guys to leave that comment. There's almost 500 people watching right now. If half of you guys just left a one-word comment, it would help this video get so many more views. I'm fighting so much algorithm suppression right now. If you guys think this information deserves to reach more people, it's you guys who can help it happen. And if you guys don't have the time to leave a one-word comment, hey, it's okay. Thanks for hitting the like and the share. Hopefully you can at least do that. And we'll be back. Again, I might do a shorter video on this to summarize it. And if you guys can leave those comments, if you had great calls today, for things I might have forgot, there's a lot of important things to add. Shout out to Brian Rick with the $5 Cash App. I appreciate that as well. And I think I said thank you to all the super chatters. Leopard Messiah, I saw you said it was your daughter's birthday today. Happy birthday to her. Happy early birthday to Open Up. Thank you again to Daisy, J. Martin, Leper Messiah, Dale, Will S. The big Will S. was the king with 20 Canadian. Sage ×2, Dallas, Kerry, Sage again, Gary, Open Up, Sage, Gematria, Soldier, Sage. Wow, Sage, you donated a lot, didn't you? Leper, both of you guys did. Leper and Sage. Thank you. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your day. R.I.P. Ozzy. And if you didn't die, Ozzy, shame on you for... Don't you have enough money, Ozzy? I tend to think that these blood sacrifices a lot of times are real. I think it's kind of how the industry works. And if these people really are performing ritual magic, I think somehow, some way, that this death factors into whatever they're doing, this Kabbalistic evil side of the tree thing that we're talking about all the time. Again, we're on the outside looking in, but we can look at the pieces that are there and start to figure out, yeah, there's something going on. Remember, you guys, he started recording Mr. Crowley on 322. 2 of the weirdest things we've seen in sports history were 322 rituals. I'm just going to go over these one more time. Alex Smith breaks his leg on the 322nd day of the year on the 33-yard hash mark, 33 years to the day of Joe Theismann breaking his leg on the same spot on the field. And who broke the leg? J.J. Watt with a March 22nd 322 birthday. And they interviewed Theismann about it after the game, who was actually there watching. And he said, well, the other thing that's really weird is I have a nephew also named Alex Smith. That was a 322 thing. Devin Booker, the star guard for the Phoenix Suns, the night that he got his nose broken and blood all over his face. That happened with 3:22 on the clock. But the weird thing was that Jerry Colangelo, the owner of the Suns, he was sitting courtside with his wife. And that night, his wife had a shirt on almost as bad as mine. It was just a white t-shirt with a big Steve Nash print, former Phoenix Sun, with a broken nose with blood all over his face. It's like she decided to wear that to the game and sit courtside, and then their star player gets his nose broken with 3:22 on the clock. Not to mention they play on the 33rd parallel north. And here we're talking about what happened today again, Alice, or I keep wanting to call him Aleister Crowley. Ozzy Osbourne, 33 weeks after his birthday, having that song connected to Mr. Crowley that they began recording on 3:22. Genesis equals 33. Genesis 3:22. For the weirdo in the comments section who keeps trying to distort reality, who sits there and never calls into any show, he says that I don't understand how important 33 is to the Kabbalistic tree of life. Well, since you understand it, why don't you call in instead of leave comments like, Zach doesn't even know what 33 means to the tree of life? Call in and tell us then. Call in and tell us instead of sitting in the comments section like a troll. Anyway. Yeah, you're either part of the problem or you're part of the solution. And sadly, the majority of this world, through their cognitive dissonance, ignorance, apathy, they're part of the problem. It's the quote, silence is betrayal. And we're not being silent over here. We're sharing everything we do know. If you want to help us take it to the next level, you can be part of that. If you want to be a troll in the comments, again, you're part of the problem. Thank you, the Nagahite Israelite. I appreciate that. Hope I said that right. All right, guys, I do got to go get Sweet Girl. Until next time, have a good day.